Hi everybody, happy Wednesday as per usual. We are in like the last weeks of July. It's actually a super nice day out. I hope everybody's ready to talk to some San Diego brewers and breweries and also me. My name is Beth Demon. If you have not joined us before, this is the San Diego Brewers Guild Happy Hour at Home. We do this every single Wednesday from 3 to about 4 p.m. Pacific time. And what we're just doing is checking in on the local craft beer community here in San Diego. I mean, you know, the capital of craft. We got to know what's going on, what's happening on the ground, behind the scenes. Who's open? Who's closed? Who's got beer for me? I've got beer for me. What am I drinking today? I have got the award-winning Pilsner from Chula Vista Brewery right there in the heart of 3rd Avenue. And I did get this. I got this the other day. I picked it up with their West Coast IPA as well, but I decided to drink a Pilsner because it's a little bit lower ABV for a live stream. So anyway, let's give it a go and jump right into it before I start explaining what we're going to do today and who we're talking to. That is a damn good Pilsner. I had it before, you know, I think this is my last can that's left from the 4-pack or the 6-pack that I picked up. But anyway, I do need to head back down to Chula Vista Brewery because they just released their, like a limited edition Black is Beautiful shirt that they did for their collaboration with Thunderhawk Ailments. And they got a black artist to do this like great shirt to go with the initiative. And I'm just like, I don't live super close to Chula Vista, but I'm going to need to head back down there. Also, they are the only Black-owned brewery left in San Diego, which is a little bit telling. I think we, as a community, are going to need to help boost up some more breweries that are Black-owned and operated. So, you know, fingers crossed we keep working on those types of initiatives. But anyway, we do have a great lineup today. We are going to be checking in with the folks over at Gravity Heights up in Sorrento Valley. They've got a great, beautiful brew pub, and I'm interested to hear how they have been able to handle all of these pandemic restrictions and back and forths and things like that, since they've got a pretty humongous space and kitchen. And then we are going to hop on over to check in with the people over at Coronado. So it'll be cool to see what they are doing. And then I'm very excited. I've been trying to get Doug Hasker, the Lager King, on here for a couple of weeks now, and he's finally back open at Puesto in the former Gordon Biersch space. So we're going to check in with him and see what's happening in his lager-soaked world. I'm very excited. Hi to everybody who's checking in. I am very excited that I've got some familiar faces and some repeat people. There are some people who show up every single week to check this out, and I just think that's so great. But anyway, we're going to wrap things up with Mike Hess Brewing. They've got a bunch of locations across San Diego, and I believe their latest one is an IB, so we will be checking in to see what's happening way down south. So anyway, as far as beers go, I think there's a couple of exciting ones if you guys are on the lookout for something new. All of the Black is Beautiful collaborations have been coming out. Wart Wrangler joined. This is a first. Nice to see you. This will be interesting. I don't know who you are. I have an idea, but anyway, mystery beer people are always fun. But anyway, the Black is Beautiful brewery collaborations are coming out, and I believe Second Chances is coming out. They just bottled it the other day, and we'll keep an eye out for a couple of the other ones that are coming out around town. But also, this is the San Diego Brewers Guild, happy hour at home, and they have put together a really great collaboration called the United Double IPA to help guild initiatives and efforts and things like that, since, you know, it's such a event reliant organization that obviously we're not really doing those right now. So, you know, Beer Week is going to look a little bit different. And I think that, you know, that's just my pessimism meeting my cynical realism, but hopefully we can get a couple more virtual events on tap. One of the virtual events that I'm kind of excited about that was just announced is the California Craft Beer Summit is going to be going virtual. That is, you're able to put together a package, like you sign up and you get a selection of beers from both Northern and Southern California. I think the San Diego breweries that are going to be involved are Modern Times and Society. And so if you're interested in an upcoming, already announced and planned event, then go to californiacraftbeer.com and check that out. But do stay tuned for announcements about San Diego Beer Week. Normally happens in November, and we'll certainly see what is happening there. But a little bit of news. Obviously, I've kind of jumped back into that. I like to. I did leave my window open. I normally close it just to get any of the noises from outside, closed off. But it's a really nice day, despite the fact that I am wearing jeans for the first time in months, which was a bad mistake for both heat and noticing how tightly they fit. So anyway, I apologize if there's any weird outside noise, but we'll roll with it. But a couple places that are hiring, I know I go through that every week. Second Chance is actually hiring for a bunch of different positions, so be sure to check that out. Second Chance Beer, they've got locations in North Park as well as Carmel Mountain Ranch. And exciting, they put together a brand new application for employment that seeks to at least minimize, if not eradicate, unconscious bias in the hiring process. I was lucky to look at it before it went live. So if you are a person who doesn't exactly fit the stereotypical craft beer stereotype, aka you're not just a white dude with a beard and wearing flannel, be sure to check that out. It's a great opportunity. They're a super inclusive brewery. It's partially owned by a woman, Virginia Morrison, who's also the chair of the San Diego Brewers Guild Inclusion Committee. So it's a great place to work. If you're, experienced or looking to get your foot in the door, I really recommend checking out Second Chance Beer and what they've got going on. But if you have any questions for me or for the Brewers Guild, either during this live stream or afterwards, please do feel free to comment, pop in with questions, comments, anything like that. And if you'd like to reach the Guild directly, info@SD Beer is always willing and available to help out anybody who is a part or aspiring part of the San Diego craft beer community. So sdbeer.com is the Guild website. There's a lot of great resources for people as well as merch, including masks. So, drink in style and wear your mask over your mouth and your nose. Maybe drink at home. I don't know. Anyway, so before we get started, I think that might be... Oh, the only other little bit of news that I have is supposedly, fingers crossed, the local beer magazine West Coaster is supposed to be coming out with a new print issue 2 days ago. And I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's coming. It better be coming, because I wrote something for it, and I'm very excited about it. I feel like once you guys read it, you might be less excited about me, but we'll see. I only criticize constructively because I love this community so much. You guys deserve it. We deserve to be the best. And if we're going to claim to be the capital of craft, we're going to keep kicking it up a notch or two. Anyway, Pilsner. Beer journalism. Beer interviews. Let's see who is going to be first. Who is on? I think it is time to bring on Gravity Heights. It says that there's 2 people I'm talking to. I will be surprised, whoever it is.
Hello.
Oh, there are 2 people.
How's it going?
Normally, we only can fit 1 person on the screen, but I think you guys might be our first, official dual interview.
Can you hear us okay?
I hear you great. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear my kid screaming outside in the distance because he can hear my voice, but we'll just pretend like that's not happening, so.
That's up to you.
Anyway, well, could you guys just introduce yourselves real quick and maybe give us a little background on where you're at and what you're doing?
Yeah, Tommy Kramer. I'm the head brewer here at Gravity Heights, and yeah, we're open for business during this whole pandemic thing. So we're brewing fresh beers all the time still.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm Mike Williams. I'm a brewer here, and just the two of us in the brewery, making things happen. But we got some fresh beers on tap right now. I'm pretty excited about.
So you guys are a pretty humongous spot, and I imagine that a lot, probably not, I mean, I don't know if it was most, but a lot of your business was probably a lot of the businesses, like the corporate offices near you. So I imagine that took a pretty significant hit when everybody started working from home. Could you talk a little bit about how operations have been for you guys over the last couple of months?
Yeah, I mean the folks at Qualcomm. That's one of the big companies around here. They've been working from home for the most part, but we're still open for lunch, and we still get the people that are working in the labs and whatnot stopping by for that, and then we still got happy hour going on and dinner. So
Yeah.
business is slower than it was last year at this time, obviously, but
Yeah.
we're still here, and like you said, we have a big outdoor area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a perk if somebody does want to leave the house. We got the space here, so that's good.
Dear God, please let me leave the house. Yes, I think we all would like to leave the house. But yeah, you guys have a phenomenal patio, like a ton of space. But what are some of the beers you guys have on right now that people, could expect when they show up?
We've got a fresh batch of Optimal Conditions on tap, which is our double IPA. Tastes really good right now. I'm in the Take Two Pilsner, which actually Tommy brewed that a week or two into quarantine, and it got to lager in the fermenter for 3 whole months.
Nice.
So you don't have to use any biofine or filtering for it. It's tasting really good.
That's hilarious. I feel like the two things I've really seen are like people are just going for double IPAs right now. They're just like, screw it, screw life. Like I can't deal with this.
88%.
Yeah.
Just forget it. I'm going straight to the double IPA or lagers because you've got we got nothing but time. So, why not?
Do it. And then we also have a fresh batch of our hazy IPA, June Gloom, which we're actually going to start canning. This Friday is our first canning run for that. So
for that or canning in general?
Yeah, we'll be using the Mobile West to come through and do this run, and we'll start with that and go from there. But it'll be nice to have to-go beer as an offering for delivery and takeout food, or if you come here and want to take some home. We've got
have you guys just been doing growlers in the
Yeah, we've just been doing crowlers.
Crowlers, okay.
But it'll be nice to have the cans as well coming up. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems like now the supply issues have sort of worked themselves out. People who were, not set up to can initially have been able to hop on that wagon, which is sort of like, sweet, let's do it. Because I personally hate growlers and got rid of all of mine and refused to buy anymore. So I did, I did crack the other day, and I got like one of the 32 ounce. I call them grumblers. Apparently they're not called grumblers. I don't know.
I've heard them called grumblers.
The guy looked at me weird when I said it, but I got a thing of cider the other day, and I was just like, dang it, is this like I'm tiptoeing back towards having like an insane collection, and I really don't want that.
Yeah.
I swear I got rid of like 70 when I moved. It was terrible.
We've all like brought in all of our growlers into the brewery, and we just like we'll use them. That's like a little community for the growler use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, the beers that you guys mentioned, those have been, like core offerings since you guys opened, or at least pretty recurring. Like, do you guys have anything? Are you doing anything kind of one-off right now, or are you just kind of focusing on the core stuff just to make sure it moves out the door?
Yeah, I mean, we do have some newer, one-offs going it right now. We have a West Coast IPA with Simcoe and Equinaut hops in there, so that should be ready in the next week and a half or so. Still working on a name for it, so if anybody's got a good idea, send it our way.
I mean, worst case, just worst case, be like working on a name. I don't know. Screw it. Like, I would just like really dive into like nihilist philosophies right now, because like that's kind of where I'm at mentally. Just like pointless pilsner, meaningless malt. I don't know, whatever.
I like it.
Getting dark.
Right?
Yeah. Getting dark. Well, where are some places? I mean, have you guys been able to like get beer anywhere else? Like, speaking of like places that spark joy, like was able to go pick up some beer at Chula Vista Brewing. I've been, getting stuff from Society. Like, are there any places that you guys have been able to kind of get out of there, or has it kind of been nose to the grindstone at Gravity Heights?
I got out to Epic and Vista and picked up some cans from there, so that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you make it in? Did they let you inside, or was it just the thing
No,
up front?
drop the cans off on the curb, and that was it.
Man, I'm so bummed. I did that too, like a month or two ago, and but I hadn't been able to like be in the beer hall yet, and it just sounds so cool, and I'm like dying to get in there, but
I think they've got some tables set up outside up there now, so good place to go hang out for a beer, I assume.
Sounds good. How about you? Any place that you've hopped over to, or?
Not to any breweries, unfortunately. I still make it down to the confessional, the Lost Abbey room in Cardiff.
That totally counts.
So I guess yes, it's a taste room, so it still counts. And
have you tried it?
Easy up set outside, so it's all good.
Have they had have they brought any of the tiny bubble stuff there?
Yes, they have.
Did you try any?
Yeah, absolutely. It's tasty.
So, are you brewing? Like, are you guys gonna do any seltzers? Have I missed it? Have you guys already done it?
Haven't done a seltzer. We did just do a boysenberry kettle sour that's tasting pretty good for the summer season.
Child's play. Just dive into the deep end. Just, kettle sours are pinky toe, but you gotta go full just like seltzer. I don't know, or not. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know how to make them, so
It's not us you have to convince. It's Skip, right?
Oh yeah, he'll never do that. Well, maybe he will. I've been surprised at who's just been like throwing their hands up in the air and been like, "Fuck it, hazies, man." Like, I guess we're doing it.
Yeah, it is kind of the time to not say no to anything, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you should definitely just like be doing whatever. So, well, I mean, where are you guys? Once we're able to kind of get around a little bit more, are there any places that you guys are kind of like dying to go to, or what?
See, I mean, Mike mentioned Epic earlier, but obviously they're tasting down in Point Loma is nice out on with the water.
Oh yeah, you don't have to wait for that. That's very outdoor.
Yeah.
But I'd recommend coming here myself.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
It's nice at the end of the day to be able to sit out in the beer garden and have a beer outside.
Well, and you guys serve food. You have a full kitchen too. So, like, what are some of the things that people like if they haven't eaten there yet? Like, what are some things that they can get with your beers to eat?
We have a full-on restaurant that's been open since we've been open. So we've got pizzas, chicken wings, burgers, a lot of different good salads. Some pasta dishes, like kind of runs the gauntlet there. So you got options for everyone.
Well, and it's nice too because it's like it's not. I mean, I have a very special place in my heart for just like standard brew pub food, like burgers and fries, whatever. But you guys definitely, if anybody watching hasn't been there, Gravity Heights is really like kind of kicked it up a notch. Like it's not snotty, like but it's nice, like it's elevated, like it's kind of viewpoint brewing-esque in terms of like it's just you've really got an eye for design, interior design, and it's not just pizza, it's like you've got arugula and like
wood burning pizza oven.
Yeah. I like that arugula is like the fanciest pizza topping I could think of. I'm just like, arugula.
Fancy.
Arugula and gold shavings. That's my favorite pizza.
Right. We can get foie gras back in California again. Like,
You never know.
You never know. Well, so, I mean, you mentioned Skip. I mean, he's kind of a legend of San Diego beer. Who's the team there right now? Like, have you guys had to kind of furlough people? Have you had to pull them back, or is it still kind of running full steam as usual?
I mean, we've got the same crew, like the same chefs are working in the kitchen, the same staff out in the front of house, and then Mike and I are still making all the beer. So
you guys are good. You're chilling.
Been pretty good overall, yeah.
So you just need people to show up, drink some beer, and eat some arugula pizza.
Yeah, right.
Deal. Where? Gravity Heights.
You froze on us.
Oh, I was just asking, where can people keep up with everything Gravity Heights, like social media, newsletter, anything like that?
Yeah, Gravity Heights on Instagram and gravityheights.com on the internet, and that's that.
Easy. All right. Well, you guys.
We're located in Sorrento Valley, right off the 805 there. So if you want to
Central.
Google Map us, you'll find us.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us. Good luck with everything, and cheers for now.
Likewise. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Ben.
All right. Bye, guys. All right. That was the crew over to Gravity Heights in Sorrento Valley, but we're going to just jump right over to bring the Coronado crew online, and let's see if I know who I'm talking to. All right. I know who we're talking to. We'll see. Oh, I like that we both were mid-sip. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Ooh, okay, so I feel like I've heard that Weekend Vibes is like, true or false? It's like a huge part of what you guys are brewing right now. Like it's a big part of your portfolio. Are you guys sick of brewing it, or is it like totally okay?
It's totally okay. It's so delicious. But yeah, it is now the #1 selling brand in our portfolio.
Yeah.
It recently won a bronze medal at the Great American Beer Festival in American IPA. So that really helped accelerate it even further, and it was already doing well. So we're just trying to keep up, and the guys in production are just working hard and crushing it and getting it out there. So it's pretty easy to find, but it's always fresh. It's just darn good. I
love it.
I gotta apologize. I ate a machaca burrito earlier, so that's.
Oh, you're good. You're far enough away. I always check my teeth like beforehand. I'm just like, we're good, right? Like nobody will tell me.
Right.
Whatever. Well, because the hop profile on that, what is that? Mosaic, Citra, and Simcoe?
Correct. Mosaic, Citra, Simcoe. 6.8%. Bone dry. Very just clear, golden, bright color. And I don't know. I after almost 2 years this October of it being out and drinking it every day, I think I'm going to be tired of it. And I'm just not. It's just my. I love it.
You know, and I feel like we as craft beer drinkers have been sort of shaped by this like FOMO and like, okay, we got to get the release. We got to wait in line. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm just like, man, especially right now, like pandemic time, I need a home run every single time. I need a beer I know I'm going to like. It's chill. If I want to like sit and really think about like the flavor profile, I can. Or if I just want to like knock it back and stare off into space, I can do that too. And I feel like Weekend Vibes is totally that for me. And confession, I buy a lot of beer at my local Trader Joe's because I have a finite amount of like going out and buying beer trips with a 3-year-old that I can, realistically do. So if it's available at Trader Joe's, I'm probably Yeah, like I can't just go peruse the one-off selections at Bottlecraft so much anymore. I'm like, Trader Joe's at the register? Yeah, I'm grabbing a Weekend Vibes.
Yep. I have a 3-year-old as well, so when I go do my shopping or anything, we're going right in and we know what we're getting because we don't have much. Yeah.
I usually like to make him carry the beers for me when we go out just to like make people feel weird about it, but
Well, my son's like a merchandiser. He goes right up to the shelf and he goes, "Daddy's beer," and he'll grab Daddy's beer. So he's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble one day because I'm like, he'll be like, "What are you drinking? Is that beer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's beer." And he'll be like, "I want beer too." And I'll mix him. This is so gross. I'll mix him iced tea and orange juice, and I'm like, this is like your beer. And so he tells people, he's like, "Mommy lets me drink beer." And I'm like, that is not what's happening. That really backfired.
That's good.
So anyway, well, how are things at Coronado? Because I mean, you guys, you do a lot of off premise. I mean, like you're at grocery stores and bottle shops and things like that. So I imagine, hopefully, I mean, I would love to know how the last couple of months have kind of affected productions and the logistics of just operation.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, obviously right now for several reasons, it's just a challenging time for a lot of people.
Of course. Yeah.
Every day we're encountering challenges in our personal lives and the workplace. But as time has progressed from, March when this pandemic hit, things have gotten much better on the business side where, we're fortunate that we have quite a robust distribution network and a lot of off-premise business with national accounts. Talking about Weekend Vibes earlier, Weekend Vibes, I mean, you can pretty much find it in any store that sells craft beer.
Yeah.
And as consumers have shifted their buying habits more and more to supermarkets and just off premise in general, Weekend Vibes has really helped keep things going on this side of the business.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also had some other beers that have been, really helpful that we released in time. Salty Crew Blonde, partnership with Salty Crew. That's Salty Crew. And Pineapple Farm is brand new. We just released that about a month. Been a hit. So on the brewery side, very fortunate, and things just continue to get better and better. And with our locations, we have the original in Coronado, Imperial Beach, and then the tasting room up Knoxville Street. All of them have quite a bit of patio space. We already had that feature. So not just the local neighbors and all the communities where we are, but just San Diegans in general have really been seeking us out for the patio space. We keep cleanliness and safety is like the highest of standards here, and we just make sure that we're following all guidelines, and we're definitely hanging in there, and we're in a fortunate position, and we just want to make sure our families and our guests and all our coworkers are safe. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I've talked a lot about like the way that the pandemic has sort of affected the craft beer industry as a whole. And in my like theory is the guys who have a ton of capital, the Stones, that like the really, really big guy, the Ballast Points, whatever, they're going to be okay because they're going to sort of have that financial cushion to be able to ride this out, maybe depending on how long this goes on. And then the super duper little guys will probably be able to do that as well because they're already razor thin margins, skeleton crew, et cetera, et cetera. They're probably able to kind of, smaller tank space, figure it out a little bit faster. But it was the regional guys, it was the mid-sized guys that I would say is, Carl Strauss or Coronado that I had predicted would really have the most trouble just because they sort of had in that in between. But I feel like Coronado and Carl Strauss have both done such a good job diversifying their output, even just in distribution, and not relying completely on tap rooms. In hindsight, was just such a genius move because those are like, I can really see you guys being okay. I mean, obviously, if we're talking again next July, then that might be an issue. But by then we'll all be just like distilling rum in our bathtub. So it just, it'll be, forget it by then. But
yeah, I mean, no question. We've had to pivot quite a few times. It's just, you have to roll with the punches and you just have to make the best of it. If you have plans, you have to just be willing to take the plans, adjust them, and go. We got a great team. Great people. So we've, as I mentioned earlier, just we keep progressing and things are getting better and better and better. And it's hard to tell with the crystal. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'd expect some things to continue to go on. This isn't going on anytime soon. So we have to also challenge ourselves to find ways to reach people. It's harder to connect than ever. So this is a great opportunity, but we just got to keep pushing. Pushing.
Well, and luckily you guys have like what, 20 years of experience, 25 years of experience. So,
24th anniversary. So we're actually making some plans for, we'll announce them here soon about the end of the month, but some cool limited releases, some great promotion. So stay tuned for that. Definitely there's going to be some exciting things coming next month for Coronado's 24th.
Nice. I remember the 21st birthday, and that was, every 21st birthday is always fun. So that's always a good time. So where can people keep up with everything Coronado?
I highly suggest subscribing to our newsletter. So if you go to coronadobrewing.com and you scroll to the bottom of the page, right there, you can punch in your email address and you'll subscribe. We generally send out an update every Thursday, what's going on, whether it's new releases, happenings at the brewery, community. It really keeps you in touch with the brewery and make sure that you're in the know of what we have coming up in the near future. So coronadobrewing.com, bottom of the page.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us. Cheers for now, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cheers.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Clinton from Coronado. I didn't let him introduce himself because I was just very excited about the Weekend Vibe. So apologies, but that was Clinton from Coronado Brewing. So we're just going to hop right on over and get Doug Hasker, the Lager King, on here, which I'm very excited about because he didn't answer my emails for a few times. So you can't escape me. I got you. I'm so excited that you're here. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
No?
can hear you, but you're not moving.
Well,
Yeah,
that'll catch up.
I got you. I got
Well,
you now.
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry it's a little. It might be a little busy. Little. Here's the restaurant right there.
Ooh, so that's what $8 million will get you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
talk
it's
to
gorgeous in
me.
here. It's
Well,
the brewery out here. Sorry.
oh, that's okay. So talk to me about like Puesto. We've been waiting for this. It was supposed to be last fall and this spring, and delays. COVID. You're finally open. Talk to me about what's going on right now.
Well, as you know, it's only outdoor seating, so
Mm-hmm.
it's we took over most of the parking lot out front,
Mm-hmm.
and we also opened both our beer gardens. So so they're full pretty much all the time. If you want to come down, you need to get a reservation. That's
So it's a reservation, not just show up and fingers crossed outside.
down. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Walk in, but it's a little bit of a wait.
Cool,
It's
cool. Well, and I mean, I love talking about tacos and stuff, but like, talk to me about the beer. What you drinking? Double fisting. I respect that.
another one.
Triple fisting. I love it.
So so we have 23 taps,
Mm-hmm.
but I have 4 beers on, and we have a whole bunch of guest beers on here.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, we have 4 beers on. 3 lagers, 3 Mexican lagers.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I put on a West Coast Pale Ale,
Mm-hmm.
which I think it's amazing. I feel like this brewery, it's the little brewery that's always made really good beer.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the later years at Gordon Biersch, when I was making IPAs and such, um, they all came out pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 3 lagers. So we have a lager, a clarita,
Mm-hmm.
an and a negra. And
Mm-hmm.
so the idea was that, okay, I want to make Puesto, but I want to make it better than Puesto. Or
Mm-hmm.
I want to make Pacifico, but
Okay.
I want to make a Dos Equis Amber, but better. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a Modelo better. Because those are the 3 I think we need to hit. Those are our year-round beers. So it's a lot of the German stuff carried over, and add corn and changed it up a little bit, and mostly add corn, and ask all my friends,
Well,
Ryan, Brooks, Ivan, and everybody else. Yeah.
of course, of course. Well, so for people who might not know, I mean, you basically it's the exact same brew system. Like, it was just the restaurant itself that changed. So you've been working on that system for how long?
20 years. Yeah.
Whew.
20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm
you've got it
30 years.
dialed in.
Yeah, I think so.
So when you're talking about making reservations, you still have to order food to drink beer, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Kind of.
So
We can't sit at the bar and have a beer like everybody that's watching right now. That's all they want to do is sit at a bar and drink a beer with you or with me or with
right.
someone.
I mean, if I have to order a taco to drink a couple, like, fine, I'll take one for the team. It's not that big of a deal.
Beth,
What's that?
Nat Puesto?
Yeah, not in a while. Not at the new one yet, but I've been to the one down in like Seaport Village or
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I've been to that one.
Police headquarters.
Yeah, headquarters.
I've eaten here is amazing.
Yeah,
Every single thing. They have a
yeah,
lobster enchilada.
right.
It's
Like, I want to eat that.
it's amazing. Yeah, you
Right.
do want to.
Well, when we're talking about like pairing some of your beers with the food, like, what are some of the favorite combinations that you've come up with?
Well, here's a fun thing that my old assistant Dan Anderson, who was the head brewer over at Bottom, is
Yep.
now my assistant. He's here helping me get this going.
Oh, okay.
He is really. I should have had him on actually because he's really the pairing expert.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finding they have a carnitas taco. They have a al pastor taco. They have a filet taco, which I think their biggest seller,
Mm-hmm.
and then a shrimp taco, which is awesome. I think they go real well with all the colors, and like with the pairing, Dan's real good about when you put two, Colby's actually really good at this too, where you're not complementing the flavors. What you're doing is creating a third flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens a lot with this food. With the with the beers are very approachable, so they go
Yeah.
with pretty much everything.
Well, and you're no slouch. You're no slouch at pairing. You know, I remember going to Gordon Biersch, and it was like, if you get the pretzel, you get the, you know, whatever this lager is, and like they definitely had pairing recommendations. So, but I love Dan. We did the BJCP class together at AleSmith. So I trust, if it's a Dan and Doug team, then I'm gonna go ahead and just say that's gonna be good.
Yeah, you need to come down, and
I know.
everybody that's listening needs to come down. It's awesome. The beers are fantastic, I think, and the pale ale. Anybody that knows me in the later years realized that I sort of stuck my toe into the West Coast thing.
Yeah.
And the cool part about that is that I had all the best teachers at my front door, you know, at my disposal. If I needed a question, I could go to AleSmith, or I could go to Colby or Bagby or whoever.
Right.
Whoever it was. Lee Chase helped me out. And even with these beers, Ryan Brooks, Ivan helped me out, Kevin, and a lot of people helped me out with these beers.
Nice. Very cool. Well,
And they get to learn something too, I think, you know, about lagers, because that's really
definitely.
what my forte.
I mean, I'm psyched that you stayed on the same brew system, but when you know the whole news about Gordon Biersch closing happened, I was just like, if he went to Epig, that would be insane. Like, you guys would be a lager powerhouse. But I'm like, this is cool. This is cool. You're closer to my house. I don't have to go all the way up to Epig, up in Vista. But I was like, dang, for just like a second, I was just like, that would have been very cool.
I joked with Nate and with Clayton about that, and I think it was Clayton that said, "No, we don't need more chiefs in the teepee," or whatever he said.
Fair.
And I said, "I don't need a chief. I don't want to do that." But this is a great example of. I think I talked to you right after Gordon Biersch closed too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is a great example of life really does do what's right for you, and
Yeah.
you know the whole door closed, door open thing.
Yep.
This company is awesome, and
Yep.
and the owners are just fantastic people. They love me. They love the beer. And another thing that's cool about this company is that I'm not coming in trying to be a brewery. They already are established in their margaritas and their food, their tacos specifically.
Right.
They win awards on these things,
Right.
and it's really good. So I'm coming in and hoping that the pillar of beer can only hope to be as good as both of those, and it's a compliment more than the base of the company. I'm trying to complement what they're already doing, and I think we're doing a good job of that.
That's awesome. Well, your vote of confidence means a lot. So, can people get beer to go? Like any growlers or crowlers?
Our growlers right now, we don't have a crowler machine yet, but though we're talking about it. All we have are growlers right now to go. We're talking about, and I need to doing small canning runs. Bill Wernke has helped me out a lot too at Bitter Brothers. And I know that he's helped me out with canning information and all that. So that's down the road, but it's likely we'll have 4-packs in 6 months.
Sweet. All right, I'm marking it on my calendar. 6 months from now, Doug said you'll have crowlers. I'll be ready. Or you'll have 4-packs. I'm going to call you on that day if it's not here yet.
Yeah. Have a beer with me before then. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Please, yes. Absolutely. Mission Valley, very doable. Vista, a little far, but I think I can make it down there. So, anyway, where can people keep up with what's going on at Puesto?
The two best places I know of are eatpuesto.com and then the Eat Puesto Instagram. It's just Eat Puesto on Instagram. And
Sweet.
Post everything that is pertinent. They were great during the shutdowns. They did a lot of meals for the staff. They did a lot of meals for public, and didn't charge for them. They were just great, and all of that information went out on the Instagram on Eat Puesto.
Okay, perfect.
That's
we'll
following that.
I'll be sure to.
I think that's right now.
It is what you're on right now. I just some people they like newsletters, some people do social media, so I always like to ask what the best way is. But if you've got both, then fantastic.
Yeah, for now. I'm sure I see Lydia Harvey's name on the bottom. She's our marketing girl, so I'm sure she has something to say about that.
Well, we're out of time, but I really appreciate you checking in with us. It was so good to connect with you, and I promise I will get over there ASAP.
Great to see you here, Beth. Great, and thanks for having me on. That's awesome.
Of course.
I'm glad to be back. Here's a fun fact that the last day of Gordon Biersch was July 14th, and the opening day for Puesto was July 14th.
It's fate.
Year, to the day.
Fate. You're right where you need to be, and I love it.
Come have a beer with me.
Deal. I'm shaking on it.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. We'll see you later.
Cheers, Beth. Good to see you.
Same. All right. That was Lager King Doug Hasker. If you don't know him, you should know him. And I got to say, I'm definitely trying to go to Puesto like ASAP because their tacos, I mean, sometimes living in San Diego, it's like, oh, I have to pay more than like $2 for a taco. Like, that sort of sucks. But when there's filet mignon in it, I'm kind of like, okay, let's just go ahead and do that. And it's going to be really good. And if you've got a Mexican lager to go with it, then sweet. Nothing to complain about. All right. We're going to bring on our final guest, which is going to be Mike Hess. And do I know who's coming on? Jason. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Hey, thanks for having me, Beth.
Of course. Can you do a little intro of who you are and where you are?
Yeah, my name is Jason. I'm the Director of Brewing Operations at Mike Hess Brewing, and I've kind of got a walking tour of our facility here. I'm a long San Diego native. I've been brewing beer in San Diego for 17 years. I've learned from the greats like Doug Hasker. I've known that guy since I've been around, and one thing you keep saying, he's the lager king, but Doug is just the king. Like, the dude makes some of the best ales around.
True, but I feel like that's like later legacy, you know? That was he has done it like totally backwards, and that's what I like about him, is that he's just a nut. He was like, oh yeah, I'll just brew great lagers like forever, and I guess I'll get into ales, like whatever.
Yeah. So this is it. Here's our facility.
So you guys have a couple of locations. Where are you?
This is North Park. This is our only brewery. We do have 5 locations, and this is the only location that we brew beer on for the most part. In our Miramar location, we do have a very small pilot brewery that we kind of do some fun things on, but it's only 31 gallons at a time, and this one is up to 120 barrels at a time, so almost nearly all of our beer comes out of here. And we do currently have,
I was just going to say, if anybody hasn't been to the North Park Brewery, it's kind of an interesting setup. You walk in, and it's like a catwalk over the brewery. Like, you are looking down into the subfloor, and that's where the brewery is, and then you get to the tasting room. So it's definitely like an interesting brew house. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know any other place that's set up that same way.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You can walk in the door, you can climb basically right over the brewery, you can talk with our brewers, and you're literally 10 feet from them and ask them a million questions and stump them with some of your questions and just discuss beer with us. And you literally can touch our tanks as you walk by them, and we really want to have this open, inviting brewery that's not walled off by glass or separation. We really want it to be open for everybody, and that's what it is. It's very one of a kind and unique for sure.
Definitely, but that location doesn't. I mean, you have a couple of seats outside, but it's definitely mostly inside. Like, what are some of the other setups of the other tasting rooms that are there places that are a little bit more conducive for going and drinking right now, like that have a little bit more of an outside area?
Yeah, our North Park location is almost all inside seating, and we had to open it up, obviously, to get some of our North Park guests in. So we have extended our licensed premise to the front, in the street even, and in the sidewalk area where we have tables and we have tents. Yeah, so we're licensed out there, and obviously we're keeping up with guidelines and making sure that everybody is 6 feet apart and our tables are spaced out properly, and we're wiping and cleaning and sanitizing as much as everybody else in town is. And we do have our back area where our keg cage is, and we've kind of moved a lot of the stuff that we had back there. So we have picnic tables out there as well. So you can sit either outside in the back or in the front of North Park. And then we've done that at all locations. We have one in Walnut Creek in the Bay Area, and we have this huge, beautiful outdoor space with wonderful seated areas and a TV, and we've really utilized that space as well as the sidewalk area. And then our Imperial Beach location is massive, and it's all outside, which is great. So we have all these picnic tables that seat up to, I think, about 300 people, and every table is spaced properly, so it's very spread out. It's and as you've seen probably on our social media, we started building out the phase 2 of that location, which is these huge structures that we're going to have upstairs seating, and you'll be able to see the beach, and that'll even open up our seating more. We're going to build a bar out there, so we'll have two separate bars. Currently, it's just indoors, and then we're going to have the outdoor bar, which you can go to. We're going to have an awesome coffee bar there, too, so in the morning you can come and get espresso drinks, and then later come and have beer. And there's tacos. City Tacos is with us, so we already have food in place there, which is great. So that was an easy transition, was Imperial Beach, and that place is banging all the time, every day, right across the street from Coronado, and we definitely share and bounce back and forth, send people over there as well. It's a great partnership.
Well, and when Clinton was on earlier, we talked a little bit about, their IB location, but I really wanted to talk to you because I feel like Imperial Beach has been so underserved. Like most of really southern San Diego doesn't have a lot of beer. There's the whole South Bay Uprising and Chula Vista, but even that is still a good 10 miles away from IB. And, how have you kind of seen things work there? Because between, you mentioned Miramar, North Park, Walnut Creek, IB, those are all like completely different demographics, different craft beer consumers. Like, what's it been like since you opened down there?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see the dynamics of every location, because we have an Ocean Beach location as well, and there's always these pockets of culture that are very different, and the beers are different. So we've kind of changed our beers around, and it's really motivated the brewery to do different styles of beers that were very a good location. And one of the interesting things about Imperial Beach is we have a light lager. It's about 4.5%, and Imperial Beach just loves it, and they drink so much of it. It's so unbelievable that I always have to have a tank available for Imperial Beach, and it'll have 90% of our little lager just for them, which is crazy because they drink a tank at one location. But it was always, dive bars and fun little places to eat down in Imperial Beach, but nothing really as massive as what we put down there. And when we opened up, everybody was just all about it, because either we go to all the local places that we've been to, or we go to Chula Vista and see our friends at Three Punks and all those really great breweries down there. Or they go to downtown, or they drive up, but sometimes they don't want to drive, and they just want to walk to a comfortable place safely. So everybody in IB just kind of congregates there as a great place to meet and hang out and chat. And it's honestly so awesome how Imperial Beach has taken us in and just really welcomed us, and the same for us. We love Imperial Beach so much.
Definitely. So where can people, are there different like Instagrams and Twitters or like social media pages for the individual locations, or is there like one specific, like, is there a MyCast Brewing Instagram that's like the best to follow up with? Like, where can people find out about what's going on at the different spots?
Sure. So our Instagram account is kind of an umbrella of everything that we're doing, and you may see some snippets of all of our locations. But in Facebook, we do have individual Facebook pages for them, since we're kind of spread out. We don't necessarily want people in Walnut Creek to see what we're doing, because they'll be like, hey, I'm looking for that beer, and then like, oh, we don't have that. It's only down in Imperial Beach. So then there's this kind of like weird disconnect. So our Facebooks are split, and very recently we're going to be opening up our Seaport Village. We're working on permits and talking with the city and dealing with that right now, but very shortly we should be able to start building that out. And I know it's a weird time to start opening business, right? But We think it's a good thing to do. So, and we're already there, and we know it's going to be great. It's a great spot. So we've got that spot, and we're working on it. So we're kind of working on Seaport Village and Imperial Beach right now, which is a huge undertaking with the builds that we're doing. So look for that in the near future to see updates on our social media for for Seaport Village. And what's really awesome with Imperial Beach, it's just crazy. When you go and see what we're going to build out there with the huge sails that are like 50 feet high and the structure, it's going to be with little cabanas and fire pits, and this is going to be ridiculous. So cool.
That's awesome, and IB really deserves it. I mean, they're thirsty. I mean, why on earth wouldn't you be down there? So it makes total sense to me.
They drink a lot of beer down there, true.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us. It was great to connect, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, thanks for having me.
Cheers. All right, cheers. All right, that was Jason from Mike Hess. I remember when they were a nano brewery up in North County, and they were out of like a storage facility locker. I swear to God, it was like a weird garage with, I think, a 1-barrel system or something like that. So they have certainly evolved since then, but 10 years or whatever. It's crazy. Crazy how time flies. But anyway, that's it. That's all. There's nobody else. It's just me. We're done until next week. I feel like this week we didn't have any, crazy shockers or no regulations changed or anything like that. It was just good old fashioned beer talk, which I love. I, for one, am feeling thirstier than usual. I feel like invigorated. This was such great beer chat with great beer people, and I really enjoyed it. And I appreciate everybody who watched and chimed in and commented. And if you have any questions to follow up, feel free to, let us know here at the SD Brewers account, the San Diego Brewers Guild account, or hit me up. I'm at The Delighted Bite here on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm just Delighted Bite. And everywhere else, I'm Beth Demon, because that's my name. Don't wear it out. We'll see you next week. Cheers.